Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is straight facts commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. Hey y'all, I am back again with another video, and in today's video, you see the title, we are going to be speaking about Nicki Minaj and how she kind of called out Atlantic Records, and fans were reacting, people online were reacting, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on this. So if you're interested in her, female rap, pop, conspiracy theories, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, whatever I feel like getting into for real, go on ahead and subscribe, and let's get into this video. Okay, so apparently Nicki Minaj has been on Twitter, which we all know she's always on Twitter giving her thoughts and opinions on random things, or, you know, calling out different things, just kind of speaking her mind. A lot of us should be used to Nicki Minaj doing it at this point. But I found this particular thing that she was speaking about interesting. So fans and onlookers speculate that she was basically calling out Atlantic Records, because if you guys do or do not know, recently a whole bunch of people from Atlantic Records have been getting fired. Okay, laid off, fired, let go. And at first, with the layoffs of Atlantic Records, I thought this was merely speculation or people just assuming, like, oh my gosh, it was a rumor or something like that. But actually, no, there are formal articles being written about this, and, you know, people kind of highlighting the actual layoffs or firings that have been taking place. So I'm going to read part of this article from Billboard. It says Warner Music Group announces restructure of Atlantic Music Group, including layoffs. Warner Music CEO Robert Kynickel, I don't know, announced that additional employees will be departing the label as Elliot Grange prepares to take over as CEO. Atlantic Music Group announced more staff layoffs on Thursday, September 9th, as the process of remaking the company continues. While a memo from CEO Robert Kynickel did not say how many employees would be impacted, sources told Billboard that the number will be between 150 to 175. Damn. Already, sources have said that the cuts include Margot Scott, Executive VP, Head of Business and Legal Affairs, and General Counsel at 300 Elektra Entertainment, Chris Brown, Executive VP at Elektra Entertainment, and co-head of Roadrunner Records, Katie Robinson, Head of Marketing at Elektra Entertainment, Adam Amberson, Head of Sales and Streaming at Elektra, and Amy Van Frisch, I don't know how to say that, Executive VP, Head of Promotion and Streaming at 300 Elektra. So that's just a small portion of the article, but if you want to go and look it up, it's posted on Billboard, and a couple of other sources have also made reports of this. So Nicki Minaj, I think, was merely just reacting to this news, but let me go ahead and read you exactly what she said, and then we'll get into like my thoughts and what fans are saying. So it says Nicki Minaj calls out Atlantic Records executives after layoffs. UPS is hiring. Nicki says they've been wanting empty arenas so bad. Obsessed with me while all of your friends are getting fired is nasty work. So that was Nicki Minaj's response, and I just find it very interesting because, as some of you guys may or may not know, Nicki Minaj has a problem with Atlantic Records. She has a problem with like Rock Nation. She has a problem with certain major record labels or management. And as we do know, Cardi B is signed to Atlantic Records, as well as other artists like Bruno Mars and Ed Sheeran. But I don't think she has any issues with with them. I think this is mostly because Cardi B is connected to it, much like Megan Thee Stallion with Rock Nation. She has an issue with Rock Nation because, you know, Megan Thee Stallion is connected to it, and the push that she feels as though they're receiving from these labels to make them appear as bigger artists than her. You know, mainly Megan Thee Stallion in that regard, but also Atlantic. She feels as though the record labels like Atlantic Records have been watching her, wanting to imitate her, replicate her success in a way, and that is what Cardi B's purpose was, or purpose is. And she sees that the record labels are going, you know, down, they're losing employees, they're doing major layoffs and cuts, and so people speculate, is this because the record label isn't bringing in any money? So they're doing these major cuts in order to try to cut back on costs because of the artists on the label aren't bringing in the money. So some people might make a correlation to, this is Cardi B's fault. Cardi B is not bringing in the money for the label, and so that's why they're making cuts. Well, I can say that could be, you know, a theory as to why, but we also have to remember there are other artists on the record label besides Cardi B as well. We have heavy hitters on that label like Ed Sheeran, I mentioned, and Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars hasn't been musically super hot in a long time, so I don't feel as though, you know, Cardi's the only person who could be a contributing to, you know, maybe why Atlantic isn't doing so well. But people speculate that this label is going under, and basically Nicki Minaj is relishing in the fact that, you know, people are losing their jobs, Atlantic is going down, Atlantic, you know, isn't really pushing the artists that they have because they don't have money to. So Nicki Minaj has highlighted that, you know, these record labels are going broke trying to erase her, or trying to replace her, or trying to push other people above her. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people were upset by Nicki Minaj's comments because they felt as though she shouldn't be relishing in the fact that other people were losing their jobs. There's people who are a part of Atlantic who have livelihoods that they're being laid off, you know, due to whatever issues, and that basically, hey, she shouldn't be celebrating that. You know, people understand she has her personal issues with the labels, but that she is relishing too much in the misfortune of other people. I don't really think she was trying to connect it to that. I think she was just thinking about it in terms of she's enjoying seeing the label as a whole not doing well, not necessarily that she was trying to target the people who lost their jobs or be mean to them. It was a little out of touch to say, especially in this economy, because people are losing their jobs left and right, and it's very hard to maintain lives and livelihoods. So I do get that. But it's very interesting too what's kind of happening with Atlantic as well. I've been seeing lots of conversations around that. And I love to be tapped into pop culture, female rap culture, record labels, contracts, deals. I'm very interested in that side of it. So seeing what's happening with Atlantic has been very interesting. And seeing Nicki Minaj talk about record labels is also very interesting. But I don't know if you guys saw or heard that whole situation that happened with her and her food or something like that. Like, somebody on her team basically was like going to get food for her, and when she got the food back, it said "We love you, Barb" on it or something like that. And people were speculating that she was being poisoned, or she could have potentially been poisoned because, you know, they gave up that it was for Nicki, or, you know, through Nicki's team or whatever. And a lot of people were saying that it was Rock Nation, which is really a reach. That's really a stretch. That's really grasping and stretching and reaching, because there's really no proof of that. So to put that on that and have the fans kind of run with that narrative is a little bit of a stretch. And I wouldn't say that, but obviously she does need to be careful when getting food and not disclosing that it's for her, or having her staff disclose that it's for her. But the letting the fans kind of run with that narrative is a little bit crazy. But again, Nicki Minaj, you know, she has an issue with a lot of these major record labels, whether it's Atlantic or whether it is Rock Nation. Okay, now back to Atlantic. I feel like we will see what's really going on with Atlantic when Cardi B finally puts out her album. So I'm not here to say that anything that Nicki Minaj claims about Atlantic isn't necessarily true. I feel like it's going to be one of those wait and see, time will tell type of things with Atlantic Records and Cardi. If I'm going to be honest, it's not that Nicki Minaj is crazy or anything when it comes to that. I feel like there is a lot of smoke and mirrors when it comes to Cardi B. I love her to death, but I don't think she has the pull that she used to have. You know, that's just the truth. I think she did have it in the beginning of her career, but at this point she does not have it in the same capacity. So what she's saying necessarily about Atlantic and, you know, how they're spending money to try to do this and that, we'll have to see when Cardi B's album comes out, the reception for it, how many people purchase it, where she's at musically, how many people decide to support her is going to be the true test. And Cardi B knows that, and that's why it's taken her so long to put out at this point, because if she wasn't worried about that, then she would have already put out her album. So I'm not going to discount you know, the conversations being had around Atlantic. I'm not blind, but I will re-emphasize, like I said, I feel like it's the label as a whole. It's not just one artist. Like I said, there's other major heavy hitters on the label, so I feel like it's a everybody issue, not necessarily just a Cardi issue. But it's very interesting to see, though, how this is happening with Atlantic. Anyway, I want to get into a couple of comments that I found in regards to what Nicki was talking about with Atlantic. The energy she puts out is what the universe will return to her threefold. To be this blessed and perpetually miserable is just sad. Yeah, I feel like she just reacts to most things, and I think her reacting to everything is what frustrates people, not necessarily the thing. I think it's like the fact that she is always reacting to something that makes people like annoyed with her. Saying that with an unemployed sex offender husband is ironic. Oh my god. Nope, I won't ever mock people who lost their jobs. Your husband can't get a job at UPS. Oh my god. She lives on negative energy. Being happy on someone else's misfortune is never cool. So yeah, I think people were just upset that she was talking about the people who lost their jobs. But again, I don't know. I feel like she wasn't trying to focus on that more than she was just trying to highlight the downfall of Atlantic. I just know she's exhausting to be around. She needs to tell this to her husband. I'm trying to remember the last time I saw her speak on something positive, uplifting, light, and fun. Yeah, that is true though. Nicki, she has a habit of, she's very expressive and she speaks her mind, and normally whatever she's speaking about is inherently negative. So I can see how that would be exhausting as an onlooker and as a fan, honestly. She has all right to laugh. Picture you haters doing everything to stop you and end up stopping themselves. Yeah, Nicki, laugh harder. Slap your knees while you're at it. If me was a person, it would be Nicki. How do you always have beef with someone? Not the same corporate giants that constantly sabotage her, and now you hoodlums mad at her for this response? The best thing God can do for you is give you a front row tickets to the karma. Alright, lately y'all have just been posting everything that puts her in a bully narrative for real. And one day it will be her. She will never be Beyonce star level because she does stuff like this. This is so beneath her. But she chooses to stoop so low all of the time. Okay, guys, so that was some comments. Like I said, I'm kind of used to Nicki going off about certain things, or having her key. At this point, it's something that I'm used to. It's not really like super surprising or anything. So I try to look around the rant to see exactly what she's talking about. And when it comes to Atlantic, I do see what she's saying. So I guess we'll just have to see what's going on with that. Like I said, only time will tell. But let me know what you guys think about her, her in with record labels in general. Do you feel like it's justified, the response that she gives them, or do you think she's just crazy, paranoid, and none of this is justified? Anyway, let me know your comments, thoughts below. I love you, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.